Imagine your grandfather, fresh out of high school, getting a normal job, and within a few years, he buys a house, supports a family, saves for retirement. Now, imagine you. 2 incomes, side hustles, degrees, and you can barely afford rent. What if I told you this isn't your fault, but the result of a quiet decision made on one night in 1971? August 15th, 1971. A quiet Sunday night interrupted. President Richard Nixon appears on television and makes a temporary measure. The United States is closing the gold window. Temporary, that was 54 years ago. What happened that night is the real reason your grandparents could buy a house on 1 income and you can't even afford rent on 2. Your money didn't get weaker. The rules of the entire financial system changed silently, and you have been paying the price ever since. For most of American history, a dollar wasn't just a paper. It was a claim, a receipt for gold stored in government vaults. If the government wanted more dollars, it needed more gold. No gold, no printing. This kept inflation low, savings stable, and prices predictable across generations. Your grandparents lived inside that stability. When they saved money, it actually held value. But by the late 1960s, Washington hit a wall. Vietnam was expensive, the Great Society was expensive, and foreign nations, especially France, realized the US was printing more dollars than it had gold to back them. Countries began demanding physical gold. America's gold reserves were draining. Nixon had 2 choices: honor the promise or break it. He broke it. Nixon claimed it was temporary, but behind the scenes, the United States had effectively defaulted. After that night, the dollar wasn't backed by gold. It was backed by nothing but faith. Faith that everyone would keep accepting it. And once money became unlimited, so did the consequences. Inflation didn't explode overnight. It seeped in like carbon monoxide, invisible until it was too late. In 1971, the median home price was $25,000. Today, the median home price is $400,000 plus. The median income back then was $10,000. Today, it's $75,000. House-to-income ratio increased from 2.5 times to 5 times plus. Houses didn't become rare. Your dollar became weak. Since 1971, the dollar has lost 87% of its purchasing power. What cost $1 then costs over $7 now. But wages didn't grow 7 times. That's why life feels harder, because it is. This is the Cantillon effect. The wealthy, banks, corporations, receive new money first, before prices rise. Everyone else, you, gets it last. By the time new dollars reach workers, the damage is already done. Inflation is not rising prices. Inflation is a hidden tax that steals quietly from savers, workers, and the young. Your grandparents had 1 income, 1 job, 1 house, stable prices, savings that meant something. You, today, have 2 incomes, 2 degrees, 2 side hustles, a rent that rises every year, savings that lose value sitting in the bank. Productivity skyrocketed since 1970. Workers create far more economic value than ever before. But the wealth didn't go to them. It flowed into real estate, stocks, bonds, corporate assets, because those are the assets that rise when money is printed. Workers got left with wages. The wealthy got left with assets. Assets go up. Wages don't. Simple. Today, the US government owes over $36 trillion. Social programs are underfunded by tens of trillions more. And every crisis, recession, pandemic, war, has the same solution: print more money. By printing money, you increase inflation. It is dilution. It is theft, done quietly without a vote, without permission. And once the system became dependent on printing, there was no going back. Central bank digital currencies will only increase that control. Money will become programmable, easier to monitor, easier to devalue. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. Your grandparents lived at the end of a sound money era. You live in the era of fiat, debt, dilution, and decay. The reason you can't afford what they could isn't because you're lazy or unlucky. It's because the dollar they used is not the dollar you use. The game changed and nobody told you. August 15th, 1971 wasn't a policy announcement. It was the quiet beginning of wealth transfer measured in trillions. From savers to borrowers, from workers to asset holders, from the young to the old, from you to those who control the printing press. Your grandparents could build a life on one income because money held value. You can't because it doesn't. If this opened your eyes, subscribe. Because once you understand the real rules of money, you stop being a victim of them.